Are you sharing the screen, Shura?
No. I asked you to share.
Okay. So what shall I share?
No, whatever I have shared that link, right?
Okay. Yeah. Let me then share it. This one. Yeah.
So if you see that, right?
Mm.
So from the tables, we are constructing this one as a parent, child, like that.
Okay.
We are constructing the JSON from the tables. So all it needs, it's a front end node npm package because
Mm-hmm.
our front end is Angular, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just we are handovering this JSON to the engine, front end engine. So
No.
this
So
JSON,
what I am telling is, like, for example, okay, parent, this is child, that is fine. But
mm,
as a child, what task needs to be performed, that you have to define, correct?
no. See,
Huh.
this is a just a state machine. So
Okay.
it
Hmm.
is just going to give where I am.
Okay.
Based on that,
Hmm.
it has to it has you have to pick your task.
Correct. The
See,
next
most of the
task.
workflow engines will have a
Correct.
finite state automata, right?
Hmm.
So most of the workflow engines will have that is must. That's a design pattern, finite state automata.
Hmm.
So the finite state we are using in this here, we are using only state machine,
Hmm.
not the workflow engine at all, complete workflow engine.
Hmm.
Complete workflow engine is like Microsoft workflow, right? There you
Hmm.
can run your rules and all those things.
Hmm.
Here
Hmm.
also we are implementing rules. Here also it
Hmm.
has rules and all those things. But this is
Hmm.
all based on the state. Based on the current state, I am going to decide where I have to go.
Hmm.
Right? Like see that loading, right? When
Correct.
this
But
is
you have to
resolve,
define. See, you will have to define what is this loading, correct?
loading is a state.
Yeah. So that state you have
Loading
to
is a
define
state
separate.
which,
Hmm.
which will perform on the action on the event of fetch.
Correct.
Please
So
click on the
what?
fetch now. Please click on the fetch now.
Hmm.
So then you have two paths, either resolve or you have
Resolve
to
or
reject.
reject. Correct.
Right?
So
You
what
are
you
going to
what
choose. Uh,
hmm, what you need to do on resolve, that you will have to
oh,
define.
no.
Huh.
After you done on the
Huh.
state of loading, which
Huh.
way you want to go, that's up to you.
Hmm.
Okay, and now you are in the loading state. So
Hmm.
if you are going to ask the engine
Hmm.
to give you what is my current state, based on the
Hmm.
current state, as your engine, not your engine is going to give where I am. Based on
Hmm.
that, your application has to follow that state. So currently, I
Correct.
am in the loading state where I
Hmm.
have to go based on my business rules and all those things.
Okay.
We have implemented business rules also,
So
but
how have you implemented rules?
yeah.
That is also dynamic, or that is
That is also dynamic. That is also completely dynamic. Let me
mhm.
share my screen.
Okay.
One second.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hope you are able to see my screen.
Yeah.
So this is a work plan.
Okay.
Work
So
plan in the
this
sense nothing
follow
but
up.
workflow.
Follow up you have already defined, correct?
This is already defined. So while I am editing the work plan, right, I am going to mention this. In my work plan, I have these many steps. If I want, I
Oh.
can add more steps also.
Mm-hmm.
Edit step, edit criteria, add step, all those things I can do. All right. So
Correct.
if you go inside the step, assume that I can do the edit step. Inside
Mm-hmm.
each step, I can have more than one definition, step definition. This is the step definition. In the step definition, each of these things is a maybe a service.
Yeah. So
As a EMR
how
perspective,
how you add the service?
yeah. adding the service is a list of doctors available, chief complaint, pain assessment, all these things.
Okay, so first we need, so basically what I was also thinking, so service would be already created, correct? Ah,
Workflow
mhm.
can work on your existing functionality or existing feature of your application.
Correct, correct. So we need to,
It can't
yeah,
dynamically do anything.
yeah. So, so we will have list of, I mean, services or tasks defined, and then we
Uh,
can attach it at the
to
runtime.
the existing steps. What are the steps you?
Correct,
But if you see
correct.
here, so we are
Mm-hmm.
going to have a criteria here. Criteria
Mm-hmm.
here is a rules engine.
Correct, correct.
So from this, we are going to see like this.
Okay.
Okay, like this. I can add, keep adding. So that
Mm-hmm.
like keep adding, I am going to add that this is a business rule for me. Based on the
Correct.
rule, I am going to decide. So
Mm-hmm.
if I have to pick this step, I need to check
Mm-hmm.
this criteria whether I need to
Correct,
pick this or not.
correct, correct, correct,
Otherwise, I
correct.
will go into another step. If that step
Mm-hmm.
also not passing, then I am going to completely skip this child and I am going to next step 2 if
Next
step
step.
2 is available. Step 2 is
Mm.
not available, automatically state machine will end up into the end state.
Correct, 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 correct,
Correct? So
correct.
for me, each and every step is I am passing that events, right?
Yeah.
So in my application, I am doing what I am doing, right? On my state, I
Mm.
am doing some action.
Correct.
All my actions are finished only.
Mm.
Just I am going to do finish. I am done. That's it.
Correct. Yeah.
So in my application, in this
Mm.
application, all the states, what are steps or actions inside the step are going to say I am done. That's it.
Done. Yeah,
Finish
yeah.
is only the event. So there is no
Correct.
other events.
Mm-hmm.
If you see here, this is the fetch event is there here. I am
Mm-hmm.
sending it. So this is the here these guys are programmatically sending it. So now I have
Correct.
two events. So I am going to send resolve like this it
Mm.
waits. So programmatically I am driving this.
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
whenever I am in the idle state, means
Mm.
whenever they say follow up, and the inside the follow up they will do chief complaint. After
Mm.
chief complaint, they will say that I am done. Once
Mm.
done event is fired, it is going to check another business rule. If that
Correct,
is
correct.
required, it will perform. Otherwise, it will go into the parent chain again. It's like a
Mm.
child, parent, child like that. So this parent
Mm.
child is again infinite loop. Here
Mm-hmm.
inside that you can have any number of things.
Thanks, correct.
So like this manually I am defining here. So because this is the administrator easily understandable way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But
Yeah.
their thing is in a step, the doctors will think that on the first step, nurse will
Mm.
meet the patient, and when
Correct. All.
nurse is meeting the patient, she is going to collect the chief complaint.
Mm-hmm.
After that, doctor will come. Doctor will
Correct,
do that at the end of the day. At the end of his term, he will do the follow-up appointment.
correct,
That's it.
correct. Okay.
So these are the people who are in that EMR system. They can easily understand this language
Mm-hmm.
because they do that. This is step. This is the criteria to map. These are all language of means domain language.
Correct, correct.
But drag and drop also we are thinking, but because of that is implementation challenges, all those things. Now we are just
Mm.
hiding.
Okay.
We to because of the time now, because that will be our
Mm.
next take up. But I don't
Mm.
know how Madhu is going to invest on that one. But
Mm-hmm.
if Madhu okay on this one, right, we are going to implement further.
Okay, got it, got it.
I
Yeah.
can add n number of steps. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can add same step. I can do. I assume that if I want to do the follow up, assume that the patient is inpatient, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the same inpatient, daily I have to do the follow up. Not follow up, examination. Assume that. So
Mm.
in the same examination, I am going to do the same thing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm.
once the patient entered into the hospital till he
Mm.
get discharged, the workflow is
Correct,
going to define.
correct, correct.
So as part of each and every activity inside these things, see
Mm.
this now there is now like this I am going to add services. These are all my services.
Mm.
So I am going to add services like this. While adding the services, I am going to mention this criteria. The criteria also this is also dynamic. I can define my rules like
Okay.
this. I can add the child rules also. Child nested level rules also. This is also we are using the client side and JSON based rules engine. Because if you see here, whatever you are seeing is all the client front end based. All the rules are driven from the front end. Because
Okay.
after he is performing, once he is done right, he is going to say that I am done. He will collect some
Correct.
information. He will collect the chief component information, enter into the data. That's it. He is done. So instead of filling the paper, they are going to fill these forms. Nothing else, right? The forms also we are
But
fetching
see,
from the
when you do follow up, or then you will need to submit some data, correct?
yeah. Actually, they need to submit some data, right?
Yeah.
So whenever they open this, if you see
Mm.
here, so this is the patient tracking. So
Correct.
assume that I am this patient.
Mm.
Uh, so this is the patient, right?
Mm.
So for this patient, I don't know, is already an exam wrong. Say that, see, if you see here, I am saying
Mm.
that I will be back. So whenever I am saying that I will come back, my state machine has to wait over there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that is
Correct.
also we are handling over there. Whenever I say that I will come back, so it has to
Mm.
wait. That is also one requirement from Madhu. I don't know patients are there or not.
Okay.
Currently, patient is already in exam room. Yeah, no waiting room patients. I am using
Okay.
state moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so assume that the waiting room patients will come into the waiting room. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
they can take an appointment. Actually, if you see here, scheduling will be there. First, we
Correct.
are going to create an appointment to the patient.
Correct.
Okay, then okay, past data. June 4th is not fast date, right?
No.
Oh, time is fast. Here, I can choose a patient here.
Correct.
So whenever I book an appointment, the
Mm-hmm.
appointment will come over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
An office. So this
Yeah.
will decide my which work plan I need to run. This is
Okay.
going to decide which workflow
Correct.
I need to run.
Yeah.
Based on my appointment itself, it is going to decide whether it is a child care or
Adult office visit.
adult care, or it is
Mm.
a psychological treatment,
Correct. Correct.
it
Correct.
is a physiotherapy. All those things will be decided here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are all encounter types. Each
Huh.
encounter type is linked with a work plan.
Workflow. Huh.
Work plan.
Yeah.
It's not one encounter. It's a more than one encounter.
Correct.
One encounter types will be there. See, one
Mm-hmm.
appointment, one encounter type can have more than one workflows.
Correct.
Out of which workflows, for example, child care is there. For
Mm-hmm.
the child, right, between age to age, the steps
Mm-hmm.
may be different. For some
Different.
other age, the steps may be different. So like
Okay.
this is all completely customizable system, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can define based on the you know
Okay.
yeah I'm creating this patient.
Mm.
Uh, I don't know. People implement a lot of things. I
Yeah.
just
It's okay. So okay. So when you so basically when uh,
so what we are doing here is like
mm,
this we are creating. See whatever you are checking in here, right? The
mm,
patient whenever you are saying that this
yeah, yeah.
my visit is appointment type. So if you see
Mm,
here in this master data, I am
mm,
linking all these work plans to an encounter types.
correct. So you have all the
See appointment types are there, right? So in the
mm-hmm.
appointment types, they are all appointment types. In the appointment types, appointment these are all appointment types. So
Mm-hmm.
in the appointment types, I'm linking the encounter types.
Correct,
So
correct.
each encounter type is going to have those many work plans. If you want, I can add more than one work plan also. right? These many work plans will be there.
Correct.
Okay.
This looks nice.
Yeah. So like this, they are keep adding these work plans. So out of these work plans also, which one has to be picked by this business rule again?
Yeah,
This is also
that.
reusable business rule engine.
Mm-hmm.
So we are deploying this as a separate engine, separate service, so that
Okay.
now any screen, anything can call. Just they can
Okay.
pass what is the current context. That's it. It is going to take care. That's also
Mm-hmm.
completely dynamically configurable. Here also I can configure different work plans. Maybe adult visit, maybe 40 plus those things, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in the fact dictionary, I can configure this. Patient age is something.
Mm.
For example, I am saying
Mm-hmm.
height is something, age is something. Then only execute this. Like this, I can define
So
the criteria.
fact dictionary, from where you are getting the fact dictionary?
Yeah, fact dictionary. Actually, if you see this fact dictionary, right,
Mm-hmm.
these are all the screens of this application.
Okay, got it. So,
From the
so we need
screens,
to.
from the screens, these are all the
But
fields of that screen.
correct. So basically, see, so this fact dictionary is predefined, correct?
Yeah, this is a predefined. So the predefined in the sense our application data only. See,
Correct. Our
rules
application
also based
data,
on our application data.
application data. So,
For example,
uh,
first time patient is coming. Based on the
correct,
patient data only, I can do this.
correct.
So based on the patient data, first
Uh,
this is the first assume that this is the first step. For the first step, what I can do as a
mm,
first step, I can collect based on the only patient information.
correct.
After that, first assume that in the first step, I have completed collected the chief complaint. In the chief
Mhm.
complaint, I have collected something. For example, field one.
So,
So then,
Shivram,
yeah,
here for the fact dictionary, you are taking all the objects here, or you specify like this can be used as a fact dictionary?
as of now, we identified only these things.
Okay. Mm,
Only these things, not all. Only these things. Even
okay.
out of patient also, we are not doing all the things.
Correct.
Out of patient
Okay.
also, we are not doing all the things.
Okay, correct. So this is the fact dictionary that we
This is the
need,
fact
on which you define the rules.
on which I am defining the rules.
Correct.
Right? If the value is
Yeah.
there, it will be. If the value is not there, it is not going to define that.
Correct. So we will need a some objects, list of objects that we can use.
That's the rules engine actually. That's the rules
Okay.
engine purpose to
That's the
define the
rule.
facts. Right? We are using that for the criteria only. We are saying that fact.
Correct.
Actually, these
So,
are not facts. Criteria. I don't know how
yeah,
they are
this
going to
these
test it.
yeah. So
We
basically,
need
the
to train them.
object dictionary.
Uh,
Okay, but for what I was confused, like for this workflows, correct?
uh,
So workflows, we identify or we create when we create a task.
uh.
So when we create a task, uh, so most of the task will have some action that needs to be performed, correct?
Yeah. So
So
see,
that action has
see,
to be already defined, correct? I mean,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. See, I understood your concern.
mhm,
So, for example, I am creating the work plans here, all right?
correct. Hmm.
So,
So you just create a new one.
yeah, I will create a no. Editing and creating the new one both are same.
Okay.
Let me create new work plan here.
Hmm.
Yeah, both are same. Nothing different.
Okay, yeah. Edit it. Huh.
Both are same. So
Hmm.
assume that see step is nothing but a sequence of services.
Yeah.
Okay, though my service here, my service is receive
Hmm.
my service is collecting the information.
Correct.
Collecting the
So
information
so
okay,
so
as
this
compared
list of, yeah, this list of service should also be predefined and
they're in the system.
put it up.
These are
Yeah.
all existing
Yeah.
systems
That.
and these are all
Mhm.
permissions actually. If you know this,
Correct.
these are all
Huh.
permission driven. Even though
Huh. So,
assume that this work plan can be visited by many people,
correct.
they will be notified only when they have the permission to that particular task. Assume
Got.
that Raki is a nurse. Shivaram is a
Yeah,
doctor.
no, what Madhukar said was, he just said create workflow, but we need to have all those services, what services are required to create the work.
That's all. No, no, all the services will be there with you.
Yeah,
It's already there. These are all not new things. They are all
correct.
existing things for us.
Mm-hmm.
Before
Mm-hmm.
we introduce this workflow, all these
Mm-hmm.
services are there in the 2018 itself.
Okay, okay.
These are not new things which are
Okay,
already
but the
there.
yeah, so I'll have to find something. Right now we are not using Angular or Node.js.
No, no.
Hmm.
We can use this.
Mm-hmm.
No, no. We can see based on your requirement. See here why
Mm-hmm.
I have chosen that tool is because mine is a UI driven and human intervention needed workflow.
Correct.
But I don't think your workflow may be backend completely backend operation, BPO operation, complete
Mm-hmm.
backend operation. If it is a complete backend operation, in
Mm.
that case there is no need of using this XState.
Yeah. No, it will not be completely back end, Shivram. It will be front end also. I mean, what Maddie wanted was like something drag and drop. Mm.
In which application? Redux,
No,
RevDX.
no, not RevDX. There is one for cannabis testing.
Uh-huh.
That is
Cannabis,
in, yeah.
cannabis testing.
Mm.
Okay. So I don't know, whatever it is. This is, if you see this, the reason behind choosing this, right?
Mm.
The reason behind choosing this is
Mm.
this is a front end driven because
Correct,
a lot of
correct,
human intervention is needed.
correct.
People need to interact with the system
System.
because interact with the workflow because
Mm.
whenever the action is needed by that particular person, they will get notified.
Mm-hmm.
Assume
No, I
that
think we will also need, I think we will need both mix of front end and back end in the
back end
sense,
both, right? Yeah.
yeah,
So if you
because
need front end and back end, I recommend to use this one.
which one?
This XState.
Okay.
If you need front end and back end both, right?
Hmm.
So this with this, I can perform the back end activities also.
Okay.
See, assume that my workflow is running.
Hmm.
So I am saying it is service, right? Service is nothing but a one function call.
Correct. One function
The
call.
function
Correct.
call nowadays will be a REST API.
REST APIs.
That's it,
Exactly.
right? So you are
Yes.
going to call the REST API to execute
Correct.
your activities.
Correct.
All right. After you are
Yes.
done with the REST API successful callback,
Mm-hmm.
you are
Mm-hmm.
going to move your next. You are going to intimate to workflow engine
Mm-hmm.
state machine saying that I am done,
Correct.
successfully done. If it is failed, that is a different scenario. If it
Correct.
is
Mm-hmm.
right? Then
Mm-hmm.
you are going to move to state machine to the next level.
Next level. Correct.
If a failure is done, you are
Mm.
going to move it to the another branch.
Correct.
You got my point?
Yeah. So do we see here? I mean, how the workflow is looks like a visual diagram.
Yeah. I will show you that one, but I need to bring it from database.
Okay. So this diagram we can
Yeah.
get.
This diagram was there actually some time back. I will show you that one. Yeah, it was there.
So the current state you maintain at the UI level itself, correct? Right now.
No, not only EA level. The beauty of this XState engine, right? We can
Mm.
persist the state also.
Okay.
We can persist, we can resume from there where we left.
Mm-hmm.
The persisting can be up to you, wherever you want to do. If you want to persist now, it will give the JSON. Just
Okay. Okay.
serialize it,
See,
and whenever you want,
save it in database.
deserialize.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to create it a C sharp object, right? JSON, this is
Mm.
just JSON, right? You can create
Mm.
a C sharp also if you want to drive it from
Okay.
the backend if required.
Okay.
But my plan was to have it, API calls.
Mm-hmm.
So assume that if I have to run some backend activity, right? I'm just going
Correct.
to call the REST one
Yeah, yeah, REST API.
REST API. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you something else there. I think this is yeah. This is the lot of discussions. I think we have started 3 months back. I think.
Okay. He said, okay, yeah, I think it will take time. It will not be that immediate.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, it will take time. But what I'm saying is, it is going to. It's not going to be completely new thing.
Correct, correct,
It's not going to be complete new thing because we already spent all those things, right?
correct,
So
correct.
we can
Use that.
save that time. We can save that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if this file is still there or not.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, actually, these are all. If you see here, right?
Yes.
Are you able to see this image?
Yes, 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 yes.
So this is a permission for us.
Mm-hmm.
If the this is the step one, step two.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
If you see here, like
Yeah,
our JSON will look like this.
correct.
Okay, in the step one, my
Mm.
all my events are just finished only.
Finish, correct.
Whenever I see this permission, if I have that permission,
Yeah, then you will run the
then
step.
I am going to open that the engine, the not engine, my library is going to open that
Correct.
page for you.
Mm-hmm.
It will create a task for me.
Mm-hmm.
Once I am done, I am going to raise the finish event.
Correct.
After that, if it will check if I have my permission, I have that permission or not.
Yeah.
Like this, it is going to come. These are all R pain, means read pain assessment.
Okay.
These are all permissions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see this JSON,
Mm-hmm.
JSON will exactly look like this.
Yeah.
See this? This is how we
Yes.
are doing. So all our events are just finish, nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
On event is finish event only, nothing
Mm-hmm.
else. All my
Mm.
events are finish.
Okay. And this JSON you are creating based
This
on the
JSON
workflow.
I am creating, constructing from the database things.
Workflow. For the
What are the
when you are
workflow data
defining the
flow?
workflow, you are the data flow that you are creating at the UI level at that time, correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Whatever I am creating at that time now, the same
Mm.
thing I am going to see this. This is the JSON.
Correct.
This is the JSON we are going to construct. So
Mm.
this we are dynamically constructing
Correct. Correct. Correct.
based on
Correct.
the current. Actually, if you see here, the business
Mm-hmm.
rules, everything will come inside the here only. That is what
Mm-hmm.
we are saying. It is as a criteria.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
I think there is one more.
I think it's easier
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's a straightforward. But only thing is there now. First we need to check if it is suitable for us or not.
Mm-hmm.
Best suited for us or not. We need to just check that.
Correct.
Sending lot of things away. Yeah, there are ifs and buts are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some problems we have faced, but we already solved all those things, right? It is easy now to manage that.
Correct.
If you see here, these are all many to and fro's. Yeah, this is my sample JSON. I will run this to you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think once we stopped, probably then we'll have a lot of other questions, implementation wise.
Here,
Mm.
just going to come here, replace this.
Okay.
Some issue.
Constant is not defined. Constant fetch machine, yeah.
Only field. So it will
Yeah,
look like this.
correct.
So I am just going to click on, I am not going to do anything. If you see here, I am just
Mm-hmm.
going to send the event. The only event I have is finish. Just I am
Mm,
going to keep sending finish. My workflow engine keep going to see this.
correct.
Right? That's it.
Mm,
It's going to end.
mm,
Right? Like this.
yeah,
So actually if you see this is the step one, this is the permission one, permission two, this is service. So each step, right, I can have service, I can have treatment, I can have another workflow invoking from this workflow.
correct.
Right? Child workflow also will be there sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So it will look like this. We are just keep on constructing this JSON only. This JSON also one-time code we have written. So we are
Mm-hmm.
going to use that one. Based on the
Okay.
table schema, we are constructing that dynamically. But that is also
Mm,
one time. One time in the sense at the time of creating the encounter only, first one time itself we are investing. We are picking all this JSON at a time. Once the encounter is created means the work plan is not at all going to change.
okay.
Before creating encounter, you can change the work plan. But once the encounter is created means once the doctor treatment started means we are not going to change that one.
Correct, correct.
So like this, where see this the closing plan, step
Mm-hmm.
three, all those things. There are this is a very good explanation to see this flow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The only event I have is finish. Why? Because mine is
Correct.
front end. My front end is going, so once I am filled the form, right, I am clicking on the finish button.
Mm-hmm.
Finish button is finish, or I will say that I will be back.
Correct.
Whenever I say I will be back, and what I am
Uh-huh.
doing, I am serializing this JSON to database,
Correct.
persisting the state to the database.
Yeah.
Whenever I
And,
want to resume back, I am
mm,
just deserializing it and starting the engine, handovering the serialized current state to the engine.
mm-hmm.
It is automatically interpreting and it is starting from the same state where I have left.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So here for me it is a UI. If you want, you can make in this step you can make a call to the API.
API, correct.
Yeah, once you got the response from the API successful, you just
Yeah.
call the machine
Finish.
dot to finish. That's it.
Finish. Yeah. And then move to the next step.
It will automatically move to that next step. Maybe UI, maybe API again.
Yeah, and if they leave in between, or if it takes more than some time, then probably they.
Yeah. Assume that even though here also
Mm.
currently the step is here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So now at end of the day, I'm just I am say that I am done. So what it is going to do? It's going to create for the service permission. The
Mm.
user who is going to work on this maybe on leave.
Correct.
Maybe he will come after 2 days. Assume that it will
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
till he comes.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it will wait till someone will take ownership of the task. That
Mm-hmm.
provision is also there actually, whether I can take over the task or not in the options of somebody. And there
Mm-hmm.
is one more scenario is here. I can assign to a team of people. Means I can assign to a group of nurses.
Okay.
A group. Out of those
Mm.
group, anybody can pick up the task.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it is if you want to execute the backend also, it is still applicable. It will work.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
Yeah, it's a big decision because after all implementing, if it is not supporting something, right, it will become
Mm.
a failure.
Correct, correct. True. Mm.
Right? Initial discussion, if
Mm.
something wrong decision happen, all right, like
Mm-hmm.
Nokia phone supporting Microsoft OS, Windows OS, that kind of disaster really happen. We did a lot of POCs before actually confirming this.
Okay.
Even after that also we faced some issues, but
Mm.
luckily they helped us. This state visualizer
XState?
people,
Okay. Mm.
yeah, we contacted that people.
Mm-hmm.
They helped us to achieve this.
Okay.
of course, our I didn't see very best implementation of XState in total. I don't know. The total examples I am seeing in the Google, right? I think we did the best implementation of this XState because this is all dynamic for us. We incorporated business rules into this. That rules also dynamic, right? These are all
Correct.
very good things happen. I like this actually. I like this design also.
Yeah, this looks nice.
Mm.
Mhm.
So the advantage is right. We can show the visualization also.
Exactly, exactly.
Currently where I am,
Mm-hmm.
I can just give this JSON to this. It is going
Yeah,
to say me where I am currently.
correct, correct, correct. No, nice. We'll try. Let's see.
Maybe you are trying to execute the backend thing, but
Oh no, I think, but see, backend thing, this has to be in UI only, correct? So
backend thing also will be driven from the front end only.
yeah, so APIs will be anyways there. So that is what. So services will be there. So on the actions or task lists here, we'll have to add those services, basically.
But no. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
right? For example, I am saying sometimes
Mm-hmm.
assume that I am giving the finish here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the finish state, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the current state, I am reading the current state also from the front end.
Okay.
But assume that your backend service has to trigger another backend service.
Yes.
That scenarios, in those particular scenarios, you may need the Node.js, or
Okay.
you may need to have the C# implementation of this.
Mm-hmm.
That is not an easy thing, C# implementation. That's why I am suggesting go
Mm.
for a Node.js implementation. At least it will give that thing, that
Flexible.
Node.js implementation in the sense backend
Mm.
thing complete, right? One service is going to call another service.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, in this scenario, because this is human intervened workflow,
Mm-hmm.
that's why someone will always trigger it.
Okay.
But because after each and every state, one more person is going to interact, human is going to interact with it. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
completely backend thing. That's
Mm-hmm.
why we are able to manage it. But
Mm-hmm.
if it is backend service has to trigger again after moving the state machine, the state of the machine has moved by backend service.
No, I
After
don't
that,
think we also have that. See,
oh,
Shivam, it will be mostly like the UI. I mean, user driven.
yeah, driven, yeah.
Yeah. So in that case, it will be mostly user interaction that would be required here. So like basically task assigned to the user and see if it has been done. And once the final task is done, then we know okay, mm, this is the end result.
Um,
So it not be like service to service to service,
it's
like
like complete
that.
backend to backend, right?
Ha, that is not
If
there.
it
I
is
mean that.
complete backend to backend, you need
Mhm.
to take help of some other Node.js helper.
Okay.
Otherwise, it will become difficult to manage
Mm.
this XState because the
Mhm.
XState is a completely Node.js package.
Okay.
This is a completely Node.js package. If you have
Mm-hmm.
Node.js at the backend, that will help.
Okay.
So there are very good downloads out there. It's a very
Mm.
famous package. You know,
Okay.
a lot of see they are recently updated also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's a very many people are using it. It has
Okay.
React. You know,
Mm-hmm.
this is a finite state machine.
Mm-hmm.
This is the graph traversal utilities means this one, this visualizer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, the React package. Similarly, Angular package is also there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to do any unit testing also, this can help.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy has replied this. Yeah, most of our queries.
Okay.
Yeah, they are helping. They are replying.
Mm-hmm.
Can rely on.
Okay.
But think of it. If it is that is the
Hmm.
case, now you have to go with the backend implementation sometimes. If it is
Okay.
backend to backend driven.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Okay, then I'll check. I'll check the Node.js too
uh,
for the backend, and we'll see with this.
because ours is this in this scenario, it is completely front end driven, right? That's why
Mm.
we have gone with this one. Even though we
Mm.
have a Node.js also in our application,
Correct, correct.
that's why we are able to take this step because
Mm.
we have the Node.js. So even though backend to backend also it can manage.
Mm. Got it, got it. Mm. No, that's fine. I think this is fine.
Fine, Raki.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Shiva. Thanks a lot.